Ciao, ciao, students. Today we're going to talk about solving two-step equations. It's a pretty simple idea because the first step that you're going to use is addition or subtraction. And remember, the idea is you're solving for the unknown variable. And the second step that you'll use is either multiplication or division. So let's just think about it in that way and make it a little bit easier. So let's take a look at this problem. 8b plus 5 equals 29. Now remember, all we're trying to do is solve for the b, and the first step will, of course, right here is subtract 5 from both sides. This goes to 0, and now we have 8b equals 24, and the second step in this case will be dividing both sides by 8. Remember, we want to do that because we want 1b, and 8 divided by 8 is just 1. Perfect. And that's really all there is to it. Take a look at a second example. We have x divided by 2 minus 5 equals 25. Once again, we're just trying to find what 1x equals, and we're going to do the same idea here. The first step, in this case, we have a negative 5, so we have to add 5 on both sides. Then we get down to x over 2 equals 30, and in this case, we need to multiply both sides by 2. Very important. Whatever you do on one side, do it on the other side of the equal sign. And then it's just some simple multiplication to get our answer. So that's it. Focus on this combination of step 1, addition or subtraction, and step 2, multiplication or division. So what I'm going to ask you to do next is really keep the ideas of simplify, distribute, and combine on your mind. Okay, always do this, because if you do any of these things in the beginning, it'll just make the problem so much easier. So let's take a look here. We have 3x plus 2 parentheses 2x minus 1 parentheses equals 33. So hopefully what you can see here is that we have the opportunity to distribute. And that's what we're going to want to do first. Okay? So once we've done our distribution, that's what it's saying right here. We now have what? 4x minus 2, and we've slotted that in there. Now we go back to the problem where you have a two-step equation. And what you can see is, what do they do next? Well, they combine like terms. That's the second idea. And they do that by what? We are adding 2 on both sides. This goes away, and we're left with just 7x equals 35. And then, in the end, step 3, they call it inverse operations, but really, of course, we are doing division. We're dividing both sides by 7, and now we have our answer, x equals 5. So let's take a look at another example. 18 minus 3, we have 8 plus 2 in parentheses equals 1. Well, yes, we are going to do distribution first. And remember, when you have a problem like 18 minus 3, you have to apply, in a sense, the negative 3 to both things. So negative 3 times a is negative 3a. Negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6. So be very careful with that. Now, in this case, what can we do next? Well, we can combine. We can combine like terms because we have an 18 and we have a negative 6. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the negative 3a in front. Then I'm going to write the 18 minus 6 equals 1. I really want to have a clear picture of what I'm doing here. Okay? Now, negative 3a, 18 minus 6 is 12. Equals 1. Now, of course, the next thing is we want to simplify by subtracting 12 on both sides, because this goes to 0. Actually, negative 3a is what we have left, and 1 minus 12. Remember, 12 is the bigger number, so we have a negative, and then we have 11. And then in the end here, we're going to divide both sides by negative 3. And that will get us our answer of a equals negative divided by negative is positive, so we can just write 11/3. So you really have to take your time, but please keep these in the front of your mind, okay? Simplifying, distributing, and combining.